was not the financial crisis. Prior to the financial crisis, actually, the financial crisis, the housing crisis, was the aftermath of the big shock. And the real shock was the oil price going up to $147, making the economy collapse. So we are currently everybody's looking at the financial crisis, the financial crisis as the reason for the global economic slowdown. But it was actually not the financial crisis. The financial crisis was caused by a rise in the oil prices.
Why financial crisis caused by oil prices?
Basically because the economy came to a halt, and all of a sudden the fragile markets were very. At that time, we were in a very big speculative bubble, and but with that, people started to diversify into the oil, and driving up the oil price even further. So when the economy came to a halt, when the oil price came to 147, said, okay, well, this is crazy. This is crazy, and then things started to turn around. And when that happened, the hyperinflated housing market also came under fire. But that was triggered by the enormous increase in the oil price.
Really? So enormous increase of oil price caused boost of real estate costs?
No. The boost of real estate cost, that basically that was because there was too much credit in the market.
Too much lending money.
Right, too much lending money. So that is that's something that happened, obviously. But the bigger.
Let me try to remember. Why housing loan collapsed?
Okay, that had to do with so basically looking at it in isolation. Very simply put, is that basically what happened is that in the housing market, a bubble was created.
I remember they cannot pay money for.
Right. So they were extending loans to whoever, whether they had a good credit history, whether they had a stable source of income. It didn't matter, because the idea was that housing prices will never go down. Houses are basically a stable source of wealth.
Housing prices going down.
Basically, what happened is that they gave loans to a lot of people, because whenever you could give a loan, they had these financial instruments that you put bad loans together with good loans, and you would launder them, and they became actually there is a brilliant, I don't know what time is it. There is a brilliant English sketch about what is the global financial crisis by two British people. It gives exactly what caused the housing crisis. It's very funny.
Why housing price
Increased?
No, decreased. Right.
So basically, what happened is that people, all of a sudden, when the economy came to a halt 2 months before, all of a sudden, people started to panic and started to default. At that moment, the economy came to a standstill. Then the uncertainty was there, and people were already over their heads. When the economy turned around, people started to default on their houses. They could not repay their loans. The bank said, well, okay, if you can't repay the loan, sorry, we need to take your house.
Why house price so steeping down?
Because they gave houses, the housing price increased, right? And because everybody could get credit. So the demand for houses increased. So the housing prices started to go up and up and up and up. Right? Then, all of a sudden, when the economy turned around, people were not able to pay back their loans anymore, right? So they lost their job, and then yeah, okay, so I cannot pay for the mortgage anymore. Well, says the bank who gave them the loan, that's no problem. We will impound your house, and that's it. Basically, we just sell it. But there were so many people who lost their jobs, and so many people who defaulted because they got loans that were way bigger
Why
than.
does America just happen that kind of situation?
Well, in America, that's
Rent too much?
yeah, but it was not only America; it was also in Europe. I remember very clearly that when I
Really?
yeah, in the Netherlands we had I was working for a company, and I think it was around 2000, maybe 4.
Right.
A colleague of mine, he went to the bank to get a loan for a house, and he wanted to know how much mortgage he could get. And the bank told him, well, you can get this mortgage. And he got furious. He got furious. But normal people say, okay, they got furious because they don't get enough money. He got furious because the bank offered him so much money. He said, what you're doing here is criminal. You are giving me a loan that is completely disproportionate with my income, with my situation. This is absolutely criminal what you're doing. I was very surprised because that was not something that you would hear normally from other people. They say, okay, well, if I can get the loan, I will take the loan, and we will,
Now is a very similar situation. Interest rate is very low,
right.
and they can borrow the $1 million and paying rent is very few, so they can buy house.
Right.
But
what happens if the interest goes up? It
goes up next several years.
Housing prices go down. You get a mortgage for $1 million. Your housing price decreases to 500,000, and you have a debt of 500,000.
Yeah, next 5 years, some kind of situation will happen.
Right. So at the moment, buying a house is very, very dangerous because there is a very big chance that your house will get underwater. Underwater is an expression that we use in the Netherlands. That means that basically.
What the relationship you said dollar? No. Oil price and.
The relationship between the oil price. So everybody's looking at 2008 as the year that the financial crisis happened. That the financial crisis is the reason that the economy came to a standstill. No.
It's different from oil price, right?
Yes, but what Rifkin says is that it was not the housing crisis. The housing crisis was the aftershock. What really stopped the American economy was the oil price rising to a level that was so high that all of a sudden the economy came to a standstill, that people started to lose their jobs. When they lost their jobs...
But this phenomenon is coincidental.
It's basically it's cause and effect. Everybody feels that the cause was the housing crisis. No, the effect was the housing crisis. The cause was the oil price. That's what he's claiming.
Oil price?
Right. The oil price raised to 147, and that was just too high. And then all of a sudden, people started to say, "Well, fuck it. This is ridiculous." And the economy came to a standstill. Now, because the economy came to a standstill, people started to lose their jobs. Because people started to lose their jobs, all of a sudden a lot of houses came on the market. And that basically we got into a tailspin. But mentally, yeah. But basically, mentally, we also got to these enormous heights. So, what Rifkin is saying here is that, okay, we all think that the housing crisis was the cause of the financial crisis was the cause of the global economic slowdown slowdown, but actually it was not the housing crisis. The housing crisis was just triggered by the oil price. Okay.
It's all about fossil fuels. Our fertilizers